Thanks. I'm glad I'm not the only one. For a second, I thought I was like the only person in the audience who's going to get up and talk. So whoever else is coming up after me, thank you. My name's Karl Schatz, and I live with my wife Margaret and our 3 girls at 10 Apple Farm in Gray. We're a small, diversified homestead where we raise raise and milk alpine dairy goats and do a variety of other things. And one of the things we do is that we try to raise as much of our own meat as possible. And actually I have to give a shout out to John and Stacy because they really set us on the road. It was John who first taught us how to slaughter our own chickens. So thank you, John and Stacy. We had 6 chickens and we brought them in a dog crate over to their farm, and I had no idea what I was doing, but John was a great teacher, and before I knew it, we had 6 chicken carcasses to take home and put in the freezer. So we've raised goats and we've raised chickens and turkeys and ducks and sheep for meat, but we never raised pigs until recently. And part of the reason that we never raised pigs is because I'm Jewish, and I just had some ambivalence there, being a Jewish farmer, farmer from Maine, which is a sort of convergence of a lot of things that don't exist very often. When I tell most people that either I'm a Jew from Maine or I'm a Jewish farmer, they kind of glaze over. But then our middle daughter, Beatrice, like most Jews, loves bacon. And I think her favorite meal is a plate of bacon on a bed of bacon with a side of bacon garnished with bacon. So that would be what she would eat every day if she could. So we never raised pigs before, but she had a friend who was in Cumberland County Swiner's 4-H. Any 4-Hers out there, a huge shout out to 4-H. And she joined the Cumberland County Swiner's and raised a racing pig for the Cumberland Fair last year. And if you've never been to the pig races at the Cumberland Fair, I highly recommend that you go. It's incredible. There are a bunch of kids at one end screaming and a bunch of piglets at the other end running in all directions, and those kids trying to get the pigs to come to them. They all raise their, each kid gets a piglet in mid-August to raise, and they have to feed it and take care of it and learn about it and train it with some kind of treat. So Beatrice chose kosher baby dill pickles to train her piglet. And so they get to the race, and the kids are screaming for their pigs, and the pigs come. And at the end of the fair, the kids can either decide to keep their pigs, or either to sell their pigs or to keep them and take them home. And so Beatrice, being future farmer of America, decided not only to keep her pig, but she bought another kid's piglet, and decided she was going to raise the 2 of them together. And she did that, and she would come home every day after school and feed her pigs and take care of them, and she really did a great job. And then in January, we had the pigs butchered and slaughtered, and we bought half of one of the pigs from her. We had sort of gave her a loan up front to invest in the pigs. She had to buy the pigs and all the feed, and we put that money up front. And then we did pay her for half of one of them, and she sold the other 3 halves to people we know, and in one case someone we didn't know. And at the end of it, she made $500 that she put in her bank account. So that was almost the best thing that came out of it. But when we got the bacon back, or we got the pork back from the butcher and the bacon, And the morning we first had the bacon, and she's eating this bacon that she raised herself, and she's eating the bacon. So first, like, we have 3 daughters. We have our oldest daughter, Charlotte, who's she's a vegetarian, so she didn't eat the bacon. And then we have Beatrice, who's in the middle, and our youngest daughter, Sadie. Bee's eating this bacon that she raised, and just like the satisfaction that came over her face over that she had raised this animal, and that she had, and she's like, I can't believe that I raised this, that I made this. And her younger sister, Sadie, looked over and said, Bee, you did a really good job. And I just, like, that moment, like, I was like so proud. And you can't make kosher bacon, but I feel like we came pretty close.